This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the RovyVon Aurora A8, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So the main body on this flashlight, all this area here, is made of plastic. It's pretty durable, no real issues to report with the durability of this thing, but we do have some metal components as well. So the end here is metal, kind of hear it there. And then we also have a button here that is metal as well. So a lot of times on these flashlights, the buttons will be silicone or something like that. And I think those are more comfortable, but this one I think is easier to press, especially when you have to press it a bunch of times to get to the different modes, which we will get into. So this little metal clip is included as well, and it pops on and off pretty easily, but it's not just gonna come off willy-nilly. So it's nice to, that it's not gonna just pop off and you're gonna lose the light. So this is magnetic. I have just the top of a candle here. You can see that it attaches on there. So that's nice. You can leave it on a refrigerator or like in your workshop or something like that. Then we also have, we have a little loop here on the end, so you can attach it to a key ring or whatever. It also comes with a couple of jump rings, so you can attach it to that if you want to, but we also have this little, I don't really know what to call it other than a magnetic butt, and you can clip that on there, and that is also magnetic. So both the magnets are pretty strong. This is a really thin piece of metal, so it's not gonna hold super well, but even going like that, it's kind of still hanging on there. So pretty happy with those magnets, and it's just a nice feature that you don't even really think about until you have it on a light. So I've never had a light that's had a magnet like that before, but I use both those features quite a bit in testing. This charges using a USB-C, here it is, right there, and we have an extra little cover or gasket or whatever you want to call it that came with this light. So that's nice. So if something were to happen to that, nothing happened to mine, so can't really complain too much. Just like this is USB-C, not micro USB. Some of them still use micro USB. So nice to see that this one has USB-C. So it is a 330 milliamp battery, and this thing is IPX6 rated. So can get wet. I ran under the faucet, no problem. Obviously, don't get it wet if you can help it, but it'll withstand rain and stuff like that. So to get started actually using the light, if you hear that construction noise, I'm sorry, they are replacing their roof right now. But if you hold the button once, you get full power mode, and it'll just be on until you let go. So it's just nice for when you just need a light quickly and you want to turn it on and not have to worry about clicking the button a few times. But to get it to turn on without having to hold it, you double tap, and that jumps you into high power mode, and then you can filter through all of the different settings. So it's really hard to see some of the lower ones because we are so well lit here, but it just keeps filtering through. And if you do leave it on some of the higher ones, it will kick you down to a lower one just to kind of conserve battery. It also gets pretty warm if you leave it on high power mode for too long, so the front end here will get warm. But if you do 3 clicks, it turns on the UV light, which you can see there. So you can check IDs, currency, and stuff like that. It actually works on some rocks that glow in the dark. You have to get really close, but it does work. I tested on that. But if you hit the button again, we are now in the red light mode. One more time, it starts turning into a beacon, so it's gonna flash like that. And one more time, we're gonna get the fast, almost like a bike light. So my bike light actually did die while I was riding home, and I actually just kind of attached this on with a little strap I have on my bike and kind of use this as my rear bike light. And nobody hit me, so I can say that it worked. I don't think you'd want to use it long term like that, but it is a nice feature to have. Or like you have a flat tire, you can kind of put this in the road or on your car just for a little bit of extra light so people see you and you can be seen. But if you keep hitting the button, it'll just filter through those. If you hold it, it'll turn off. 4 clicks gives you a white light, and you can filter through brighter and less bright. There's just 2 modes there. And then hold that to turn it off. And if you go 5 clicks, it locks the light. So right now the light is locked, and if I hit the button, it just turns the light on for a second, and it tells you that it's locked. But you can't do anything while it's locked. 5 clicks will get you out of lock mode too. So if you've been finding this video helpful, make sure you throw a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. So we're still in lock mode right now, so before I forget, I'm just gonna get it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let me make sure we're out. Yep, we are out of lock mode now. So when it comes to packability, as you can see, this thing is very small. It fits in the palm of my hand. I can hold on to it like that. I'm gonna get the actual measurements for you here. 2.38 by 0.61 inches, and that's 6 by 1.5 centimeters. So it's just very small, very lightweight, fits in the palm of your hand. It fits on your keys depending on where you have your keys stowed and stuff like that. So I use a chum's wallet, so this was easily able to attach to my keys and fit in the little pocket on the outside. If you use a smaller, if you just want to keep your keys really minimalistic, you could put this somewhere else. Using the clip, you can attach it, inside of, like just on your pants pocket. You could clip it inside of a day pack or something like that, or a sling. Like this thing is so small, you're going to be able to fit it almost anywhere, and that's one of the perks. And then you also have, a pretty bright flashlight, so it's not like it's a tiny light that doesn't work. It's a tiny light that gives you quite a bit of light. So my own personal flashlight that I have with me all the time is the Nightcore Tiki, and as you can see, these two lights look very similar, and there are some people who talk online about copycats and stuff like that. I don't really know anything about that, but I can say that these lights are very similar, and there are a few features that the RovyVon has that the Nightcore doesn't. But before we get into those, I should mention that the Nightcore is a little bit smaller. It's also a little bit lighter. I think the RovyVon does feel more durable. It has a little bit more metal to it, a little bit more like just heft. So it feels more comfortable to hold in your hand and just feels like it's not going to break. I haven't had an issue with either of them breaking, and I use this one, or I have it with me every day. But this one does feel more durable. So if I was really getting after it, I might choose this one because of that added durability. But in terms of usability, they have a lot of the same modes, but the RovyVon has the red lights, which the Nightcore does not. So you do have the red beacon light and just the red light, which helps you be seen if you're going to be using this a lot at night, or cycling and stuff like that. It is nice to have that. You can clip it on the front of your shirt. People can see you in front of you, and I wouldn't use it without an actual front bike light, but it is a very nice feature for someone like me who cycles a lot. I like that a lot. We also have the magnets, which I think are pretty important as well. So you have the magnet on the back here and then the magnet on this side, so you can attach this to things. You don't have that on either of these. So this is not going to attach to anything. You can clip it to something, which I clip it to my wallet, but you can't actually attach it to something without the clip. So this one is 650 lumens, whereas this one is 300, the Tiki. So I don't notice a huge difference in how powerful they are, but this one does have the edge on how bright it is, and it does seem to shine a little bit further too. But it also comes in a little bit more than double the price, so you have to factor that in as well. So there you have it, the RovyVon Aurora A8 flashlight. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you on the next one.